Okay, we got a couple of people. I see y'all still remember my podcast account. I appreciate it. Let me know if y'all can hear me all right. Let me know if y'all can hear me. What's up, Ayash? Out there, big Oklahoma. You know, me and Ayash, we came in. We had the first Passover together, me and Ayash. Ayash, I like telling this story about Ayash, man. Ayash sold all his, for those that don't know, Ayash Kabawaz from Oklahoma. And that brother heard this truth back when I think hearing the truth was like over the phone. You know, you had some YouTube videos and stuff like that, but for the most part, it was over the phone and stuff like that. And he wanted to make it to the Passover. That brother sold his tools. I believe he's a mechanic. And sold all his mechanical tools so that he can make it to the Passover. He got raised up at the Passover. That's like, and for me, that was like my first time seeing stuff like that. I didn't know what raising up meant. I didn't know what being raised up meant. I didn't know. I gave myself my own Hebrew. I ain't know nothing. I was like this green ass nigga coming to this Passover, and I even got to the How did I get to the Passover? I got to the Passover, I think. No, that was the closing. So seeing that brother, I'm always reminded, and to see him still in the truth, you know what I mean? Because like this truth is something that's if you're not strong enough, you'll lead this truth, because the truth requires a lot of discipline. Because a lot of people, especially if you come from any spiritual system, and I'm gonna be making oils while I'm doing this, so I'll be talking about like making, when you come from any spiritual system, I don't care what spiritual system it is, Christianity being the main one, prosperity is the key of the spiritual system. The prosperity is Google Pixel 8. The iPhone is better than the Pixel 8. The iPhone now, so now it also comes. I know I'm sidebarring, but they be trying to have me get on my tech stuff, so I'm trying to get on my tech stuff, and we'll come right back to it. The iPhone, I would take the iPhone over the Google Pixel 8. Now, but it also depends on what type of system you're used to. If you're used to Android, switching to an iPhone is going to look very difficult, and it also depends on what you utilize. So let me rephrase that. If the Google Pixel is known for photos as well as the iPhone, I would give iPhone the edge on the photos over the Google Pixel. But when it comes to Android, Google Pixel is damn near like the standard, because, and it's not even the amount of pixels that come into the phone. It's really the processing software. The processing software, a lot of people don't know this, but depending on the processing, so like when you snap the photo, you can have 8 megapixels, you can have 12 megapixels. A phone can have 12 megapixels, and then another phone can have 8 megapixels. But the processing software for taking when the picture is taken, can make that 8 megapixel look better. That's where Pixel wins. The Pixel wins on Android because of their processing software when actually taking a picture. So although they may not have the same pixels as a Samsung, for example, they'll be neck and neck with the pictures because of the processing software. So it all depends on what you're trying to utilize. I think when I look at the iPhone, because everybody knows I have one, the iPhone is good. The iMessaging, and the FaceTime is probably the mainstay, and the camera, those are probably the mainstays. Notifications and stuff like that, I just like the Android a little better than that. So it all depends on what you're looking for. Now, if you're in an ecosystem, you got the iMac computer, you got the tablet, you got the watch. Now, if you go on that route, now you're really looking at Samsung and iPhone, because Google Pixel, I believe they have a tablet too, but I don't know if that's what I would lock into for that. But if you asking me at face value, I would take the iPhone over the Pixel. The only Android that you would really take over iPhone is Samsung. Now, they got some overseas ones too. The One Plus phone, I like the One Plus phone. I have got the One Plus phone before. I'm waiting for the One Plus Fold because I know I have this fold. But I'm waiting for the One Plus Fold to come out, and then I might switch folds. That's the only Androids that I could keep. I tried getting the Samsung Ultra, but I couldn't stick with it. So now back to the story about spirituality. Now, and then also before while I got y'all here, the scent of the day. The scent of the day for men is called In Deep. This is a very warm, aromatic scent. That's the best way I can explain this one here. In Deep for men, and Crystals for women. Crystals for women, this is a really good, for women that like the really good, clean scent. I want to say smell like it got maybe a little bit of a hint of lavender, but it's a very clean scent. The Sony Xperia, the only thing wrong with the Sony Xperia, the shit's skinnier than this. Like, you see this right here? You see, so now the problem with the Z Fold, and why I'm waiting, because I didn't get the Z Fold 5, because they need to make the screen wider. So people may not notice this, but when you're looking at this screen is real skinny. I got big ass hands. So a lot of times if I'm doing real work, I have to open it to really get busy with it. The Xperia is slightly skinnier than this. Flossie Carter is the best. To me, Flossie Carter, my man MKBH, I know it's MK something. He's good too, but Flossie is the best to me. But the Sony Xperia is super duper skinny. All right. So back to the spirituality. So I gave the 2 cents. So the 2 cents of the day for men is In Deep. For women is Crystals. I have a 30% off sale, especially if you're going on Amazon. And if anybody has bought from Amazon, they'll tell you right away. They ship pretty much the next day. So you'll be ready to rock and roll with it. Like I said, I'm going to be making oils. So if you see me step away, I'm just stepping away to make these oils and butters. But back to what the Motorola, it's all right. The Snapdragon or the processor is not as fast. And then the updates don't come as often either. So you have a delay in updates and the processor is not as fast. Y'all want to look at memory. So right now, most phones is coming with 8 to 12 gigs of RAM. And if you don't know anything about memory, and this goes for computers as well, you can have as much hard drive space as you want. But if you don't have, I would say 12 gigs of memory on a computer. But from a phone, if you ain't got 8 to 12 gigs of memory and you start running multiple programs, the more programs you run, the slower you're going to see it go. If you got your YouTube in the background, your internet in the background, your Facebook in the background, your Instagram in the background, what else? Your messaging in the background. All of those things take up the memory to run. So 8 to 12, I say 12 is the best. You get 12 and then you rocking and rolling, and you got the clock speed. So some have 90 gigahertz, some have 120 gigahertz. The Samsung, the iPhones, they come with 120 gigahertz. That means when you touching the screen and when you're moving it, it's super duper fast. So the phone can look cool. And that if you're going with the phone looking cool, by all means, go with the cool looking phone. But if you want processing speed fast, memory fast, iPhone and Samsung are the staples. The Huawei phone was really going to kill the game. A lot of y'all may not know about the Huawei phone. That's a China-based phone, and that phone was the shit. It's still the shit. The only problem with the Huawei phone is that Google stopped doing business with them. So when you get the Huawei phone, you don't get like the Google Play Store, Google Books, and Google stuff like that. I believe they have a workaround with it now, but when it first came out, you don't have it. So them Chinese phones, there's a Chinese phone that I would get, but I'd be a little leery about them China phone. But they got some China folds that's better than this fold. So there's your geek special, real fat. Hold on, let me. So there's your nerd shit. I'm definitely a nerd. I try to tell people I'm one of the most smarty yard niggas that hated being smart as a kid. I remember, I tell y'all, like my mother, So like, yeah, everybody knows I got a twin sister, right? So we both was I'm a, after doing this, I'm gonna have to do a tech review on phones and stuff like that. So like, I got a twin sister. We both were and still are extremely smart. And there was a school in Jersey City called Academic. I think they changed the name of the school now, but um they had this school called Academic. And my mother was like, this school will be real good for you. But I was already a knucklehead. I'm in the 8th grade and I'm already a knucklehead. And out here, you go from 8th to 9th. That's considered high school, the 9th grade. And them ladies from Academics said, yeah, we give 3 hours of homework a day. I looked right at my mother and said, I'm not going to that school. My sister went to that school and they was not bullshitting. They gave 3 hours. My sister got home from school from like 3:15 and she was in her room till like 6 o'clock doing goddamn homework. Not me. I wish in hindsight though, I should have went and I should have did the homework and I should have did all that shit because I ain't do nothing but fuck up when I was when I was outside of that. I'll be right back. Just grabbing my oils. I'll be right back. I'm coming, y'all. I don't know if y'all can hear me. My voice is a little loud. I'm trying to raise it for y'all. Just bear with me. I'm coming right over. Where's fucking trying to? Okay. Pink sugar sensual. All right, I guess we're gonna do this one at a time. Should have brought the thing over there. So now what I was talking about with the spiritual side, when you come into this truth, every spirit, I don't care what the spirituality is, Islam, Kemet, Christian, they all give you a sense of this original fourth dimension is always gonna be the shit, yo. I'm sorry. It's always gonna be the shit. It's not the scent of the day, but for those that don't know, this one right here was my original scent, fourth dimension. This is where all the other fourth dimension scents come from. I had fourth dimension men. Let me see if I have the other one. And I had, I'm trying to find my fourth dimension women. I don't know what I did with it. Is it right there? I'm trying to find my other fourth dimension. I don't know what I did with it. Bear with me 1 second. Oh, here we go. So fourth dimension men and these two here were the first start of my business. So I used to sell oils like I had my pink sugar sensual. So like for example, this here pink sugar sensual, this is something that I don't make myself. This is something that is purely made from I bought it as the name and then I sell it as the name. So that's something that I sell like that. But what I did one day, because there was a certain competition, meaning like when you selling pink sugar, black butter, Frankenmuir, everybody sells that. So I was like, how do I get an edge on the competition? And so one day I had mixed two. I'm not giving away the ingredients either. I'm not giving away the ingredients. But one day I started blending scents together, and I was blending it mainly for myself, like myself to wear, because it's like, and I still do that to this day. I'll tell y'all something funny. I still got this nigga wax oil right here. Look, I still got the oil. I wore it this past week. This shit's the bomb. I should rename the shit and sell it, but I still got wax oil right here. That shit funny. The shit smell good. I had my rib smell it, and she was like, wow, he don't even know what smell he missed. I thought that shit was hilarious. But I started blending scents together mainly because I have all these oils around me to where, you just experiment. And when I bought the scent, the people loved the scent, and I didn't have a name for it. And Officer Shalaya Allah out of New York City, he said, Cap, you should call it Fourth Dimension because it's out of this world. I said, bet that. And that's how Fourth Dimension was born. And so now from there, once I had the original fourth dimension, I then had fourth dimension blue, fourth dimension platinum, and fourth dimension black. Those were the next set of oils that I began to make, and that's what started it. Now back to spirituality. As y'all can see, when I'm doing the oils and stuff like that on the podcast, the conversations jump. So I hope y'all can keep with me. Y'all seem pretty smart and intelligent. I think y'all can keep with me. So now let me just go grab a couple more oils. I'll be right back. I gotta get. I'm coming, y'all. Just bear with me a second. Forbidden black opium. Where is one less again? That make no damn sense. Okay, we'll just do these three. So, when it comes to the spiritual side, every belief you have is supposed to make you better financially for the most part. That's the hustle. The hustle is, you get this spiritual growth, and through this spiritual growth, you get this and that. But when it comes to serving the Most High don't promise you no financial gain, man. The Most High is a gangster. He said in Deuteronomy 32, or Deuteronomy 30, he said, I have set before thee this day life and death. That's the only thing you get with when you serve the Most High. Now, the life of keeping the commandments does bring about a certain level of brotherhood, a certain level of sisterhood. It gives you a support system, but it doesn't tell you that you're never going to go through a trial. Like Ecclesiasticus, the 2nd chapter, that's my favorite. When a young brother or sister comes into the truth, that's the scripture I give them when they come into the whole, like the first 10 verses. Ecclesiasticus, the 2nd chapter, when it says, when you come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation, as gold is tried, so are acceptable men in the furnace. Because that's the reality. The reality is when you come into the truth, you have to prepare your soul for everything. You're going to go through trials. You're going to go, in some cases, you're going to go through struggles. Because the biggest part that got to change is you. And the change that happens with you doesn't come without a deconstruction of you. Like, you have to be destroyed. Like, you got to be, like, your way of life changes because you thinking you living this whole perfect life, but you're not. Because the life that you had before you served the Lord is corrupt, it's disgusting. You start analyzing, damn, I really did that. I really lived like this. I really slept with this man. I really let this woman do this to me. All of the things that pop in your head, you start realizing it. And some people will run from that because that life will be better for them. The old life will be better for them. So we have to make sure when we come into the truth, we endure. This conversation started from my brother Ayash. Like I said, I remember seeing that brother come into the truth, get his name. I saw him get his name. I saw Gabalia Allah get his name. And I saw Asha Parham get his rank. And those brothers still here, rocking and rolling in this truth. I think it's a beautiful thing. I got to grab some more oils. I'll be right back. I'm coming, y'all. Just got a couple oils to grab. And I'm coming. Just bear with me. I'm tripping into this one west. I'm coming, y'all. This bit, I'm trying to yell because, black people's attention span, they be like, well, where the nigga at? He said he was coming over a minute ago. So I'm coming, y'all. Don't forget about me. Got another bean sugar. Frankie Merle might have to go buy. Okay. We're going to have to go buy a few others. Okay. All right. I got one more oil to get, baby. All right. So that's that. So now I put in the title a couple things. I'll be in Atlanta. For those that don't know, I'll be in Atlanta August 21st to the 24th. So from Friday, Thursday to Sunday. I'll be bringing my oils down. I'm going to see if I can ship some butters down there. It costs a lot on that funky ass plane when you get over that weight limit, but I may be able to ship some oils down. So if I can ship some oils down, I'm definitely going to ship some oils down. And the reason why I'm going down there is because I want to do that now. I was going to be down there originally on the 17th, I think it was, or the 16th, because that's when the debate was originally supposed to be. But the debate got pushed to the 22nd. So I think that, I do debates in New York all the time. I wanted to do something in Atlanta. And when I went to Atlanta before, we ended up going to Alabama because of the chair. So because of the chair incident, we had went to Alabama instead of Atlanta. So I had told, actually, Jeremiah was like, Cap, you owe us another visit because we went to Alabama. We didn't go to Atlanta. So that was always the game plan. So I'll be back in Atlanta to do that debate in Atlanta. It'll be against Vocab. Vocab Malone. We found a debate that he's not scared to debate. Anybody that knows, he's been scared of the boot kiss. He wanted the boot kiss debate. So I said, okay, let's do the boot kiss debate. So he wanted that, but then he sidestepped it. And so now the virgin birth is a good enough debate where he can feel, I guess in his mind, he can feel comfortable enough to where it won't be too bad for him. So that's how I look at that. So that's coming up. I might have to go in a second. I might do a live stream a little later. But I do want to talk about that woman that got hit with the brick. I called Cap from the beginning. It just didn't sound right. I don't see a woman getting hit with a brick. Although, now, I got to rephrase that a little bit. Because of the internet and everybody getting attention from going live so much, I can't say anymore that a woman wouldn't go live. I can't say that. Because women would go live. Or men, people in general, do go live. But I just didn't believe it when it happened, that you got hit with a brick and your first instinct was to go live about it. I just didn't believe that. She got a whole GoFundMe, somebody getting money. And I just think it's Cap. Then we found out that she was hitting niggas or white people. I don't know if she was hitting black people too. So it's damn near like, you don't condone nobody getting attacked. But if you conducting yourself in a way that leads to people not respecting you, that's what happens with it. But I do got to go, though, but I am going to do another live, probably in like another hour or so. I just got to run real fast, and I'm going to come back. So I appreciate y'all rocking with me. Shalom, Israel.